Oh boy. Okay. Yeah. Welcome to week 6 recap, and things are bad. When it rains, it pours. Fantasy team got killed. Kami's just back to the sadness well that I knew my entire life before last year. I don't know if we're a good football team, and being in the stadium last night was fun for a second, and then just an overall horrendous experience. Raining, league member, maybe a little too intoxicated. Shout out Rob. The journey home. I mean, limping and carrying folks from the stadium to the metro. We were late. Had to get on the very last train, which they bought specifically to get idiots like us who didn't make it there in time. Got to the middle of D.C. when the train just stopped running. Ubered from the middle of D.C. into Arlington, and then got a ride home from there. Game ended at like 11. Got home at closer to 3. Just a horrendous night. Lost money. Lost fantasy. Kami's lost. I lost most of my hope towards our season this year. It was a shit show. I'm nervous about everything, but as a Kami's fan, I understand how to take pain. It's over. It's just over. I'm back to apathy. Maybe that'll work. We'll see. Big changes are coming for my mentals because it's just not going to work. I don't really know what else the fellas want to hear about last night. Rob was stumbling around, getting carried. The rest of us were just in a mediocre move as we wandered about the DMV trying to get home. Yeah, it was bad. I think Hayden got a call from Rob at one point. Actually, I know he did because I was next to him. Rob was basically just live streaming the game to Hayden over FaceTime while loudly screaming, "Don't hang up! Don't hang up!" Rob was a fun time in that stadium. Our whole section loved him. One of the guys said that guy's not making it to work tomorrow, and I believe that was a correct prediction by him. Well done, Rob. Hell of a Monday showing. We are officially too old to have a night like that on a Monday. Today's been rough. Very rough. Let's just fucking get into the matchups. I'm going to start with Brett losing to Cal, and I'm going to start with Brett's guest speaker as the bottom of the barrel of this league right now.
All right. I knew the day would come where Ford would be asking me for a statement, and now's the time. Bad beats, injuries, bye weeks. Just kind of came crashing down on me. I'm so sad about Lamar. Really, I'm devastated. I hope he's okay, and I hope he comes back as soon as possible. But I want you to make sure you get healthy, Lamar, so really take your time. And yeah, here's my official statement for all of you people asking about trades, hit the panic button, blah, blah, blah. Here it is. R-E-L.
So yeah, straight from Brett's mouth, relax. I don't really know how he can be relaxed right now. This team is in a horrendous spot. It is funny him drafting Lamar in fantasy and then just hoping that he gets injured. I respect that level of hatred. But yeah, I mean, you can see. I did pick Cal to win. Only an idiot wouldn't in this one. And God, it was probably worse than I thought. Brett was the lowest scorer this week. One of the lower ones we've seen in a while. The Rodgers Gainwell stack is just not it. Rodgers played well enough, but he's just not. No matter how good he looks, he's not going to be a fantasy guy at this point in his career. Gainwell, not a legit option now that Warren's back. Isaiah Davis was never a legit option. Zay Flowers, no Lamar against a solid Rams defense was horrendous. The Ravens suck. Waddle's been the only bright spot of this team. Tonges has been fine. And then I believe Mooney got ruled out so late that he couldn't put in Justice Hill for him, so he just had to ride with no flex. Yeah, it's tough sledding for Brett's team. Like I said, I don't really know what he's thinking, saying relax. He is a bad roster. We have a lot of bad rosters, but this one is particularly bad, and he's only one game out of the loser spot. So if I was Brett, I would be panicking, not relaxing. Cal, just classic Cinco week this week, 106 and a huge win. I think I might have said that verbatim. I think I might have said like 110 and a 25 point win. It was even worse than I thought, but this was pretty much how I expected this to go. Bijan was fantastic from what I heard. We were in the stadium, so wasn't watching. But, I mean, I did see the 80-yard run. That was sick. Cal's team is in real trouble now. Egbuka looks like he's going to miss a couple weeks. Kenneth Walker might not even be the RB1 on his own team anymore. Charbs has taken all of his snaps. And Bill, oh my God, did our running offense look horrendous. Bill was getting hit 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage on every play. It's a miracle that he got to 61 yards. He did have a bad fumble. The last play was not his fault. That was Jaden's, as Jaden said himself. But yeah, Bill, that's cause for concern. If our offense is going to be that bad, then we might have all jumped the gun on Bill being a fantasy legit starter. It just might be how it is. Yeah, if I was Cal, I'd be worried. Depending on how long Egbuka's out, it might be time to sell Bijan. But I will say, the fellas were talking yesterday, some of the offers that people were tossing out to try and get Bijan from you were ridiculous. So just if you feel like trading Bijan, just look back at this game. Watch a couple highlights. Just remember that he's that guy. But yeah, easy win for Cal. It's not going to get – everyone gets their Brett bye. I wish mine was a little sooner because he is going to get CeeDee Lamb and Lamar back at some point. All right, man of the hour himself, Rob Hodge. He got the win against Rag. I predicted Rag to win. Hand up, that's on me. Rag's team. I picked him because I like the matchups. Stafford against Baltimore, I mean, they got the win, but they kind of just got a lead and coasted. Javonte did not look very good against Carolina. Carolina frisky, perhaps? Tet put up that's a Mike Evans stat line right there. 3 catches for 29 yards and 2 touchdowns. A couple years ago, Mike Evans was doing that every game. That's a Mike Evans stat line. Diggs regression game, even though the Patriots pulled it out. Welcome, McBride. That's huge. Rag's team's fine. It's fine. Kamara is the definition of a high floor guy. He just catches like 10 2-yard receptions every week. So he's always going to get around 10 points. Maybe time to worry a little bit for Rag. I think he only has 2 wins. At this far into the season, that's probably enough to just try and play to not lose the league, honestly. Rob's team. Let's see. What did I say? I thought he was going to bench BTJ. He did not, and he got the BTJ breakout game. Great play. I mean, he should have had about 10 or 15 more points if Travis Hunter wasn't lined up off sides. Georgie is playing legit football with CD out, and Jonathan Taylor, I think, is now RB1. He's been absurd. Commies kind of shut down Rome yesterday. It was their other wide receivers kind of ate up on us, and Swift, who just loves playing us, was awesome. Play of the game here was Rob picking up Michael Mayer at like 11 o'clock on Sunday, plugging him in instead of Colson Loveland. Great play. I mean, it's stuff like that. It's why he's won the league. It's why he beat Rag. Just well done. Solid team from Rob. He better pray that CeeDee Lamb stays injured, because while he's injured, Georgie's that guy. Got to get an RB2, though. Sean Tucker will not be getting you 9 points every week. It's just impossible. But yeah, good win, Rob. Pretty solidified up there, and I'll get into the next matchup. Adding insult to injury, I just recorded 3 of the matchups, and then it didn't save, so we're back. At least now I'll have plenty of time because I'm not going to talk for as long. Hayden losing to Clay. I'm assuming he probably doesn't really care after getting that nice Bears win. I picked Hayden to win. Looking back on it and looking at my notes, I don't really know why on earth I would have done that, but I did. Hayden's team is horrendous. Dallas Goedert was the only good player. Warren looked bad. Carter looked bad. Ridley is hurt and bad. Kupp doesn't get enough targets to be good enough. Goddard is good. Worthy. Jesus, I don't know what he's going to be when Rice comes back. Hayden's team is in the dumps. We have like 4 or 5 really bad rosters. But Clay, good bounce back win. Needed this one after the brutal loss to me last week. Matthew Golden had a good week. It felt like he had way more receptions than 3. I know he ran the ball a bunch, but he was pretty sick. McCaffrey was great. Jaden last night, he was okay. He had some really nice throws. I thought the offense was pretty solid. It was just turnovers. That pick was horrible. It was coming right at our seats, and he had Zach Ertz open right down the seam, and he tried to gas it like 20 yards past that into the tiniest window, and it got picked. Horrible play. The fumble at the end, bad. I know it was raining, but just hold on to the fucking rock, my boy. But anyway, nothing else about this matchup matters other than this man right here, Rico Dowdle. Holy fuck. What the fuck? He's had like 450 combined yards and 2 touchdowns in the past 2 weeks. Like 65 or 70 fantasy points. Ridiculous. I mean, I know Chuba will probably be coming back, but you can't just stop giving him the ball if he's going to be doing that. Panthers frisky, Rico Dowdle possibly just good. What the fuck is going on? Good win, Clay. All right, this was a pretty big-time matchup. Scott was 5-0. Thomas was 4-1. Scott goes up. Thomas falls down. Scott was a big favorite, so I guess it's not shocking. I still don't think Thomas's team is very good, especially if J-Mo is going to play this bad. Addison was on bye. That was tough. Let's see. Yeah, it's just Briggs' team is just solid. Like, Kraft is going to be solid when he plays. Amon-Ra is very solid when he plays. Jalen Hurts, I think I called that. I think I said Jalen Hurts was going to score exactly between 18 and 20. He does it every game, no matter what. They looked horrible, and he still ended up with 20 points on the dot. Both the Seattle running backs are becoming unplayable as they split time. Chase Brown's having one of the most disappointing seasons I've ever seen. Marv is up and down, and now he's hurt, which sucks. And J-Mo finally had a game, but this is his first time scoring over like 5 points. So if Briggs, no panic mode or anything, but definitely not thinking like I'm going to fight Scott for that 1 seed at this point. But Scott, 6-0. I'm going to have to go back and look, but this is probably the longest anyone's ever gone undefeated to start a season in our league. It's crazy. I don't really know what else to say. Also, the symmetry here, 31-31, 7.9, 7.9. That's fun. Scott had 3 30-point scores. I honestly thought Ferguson against Carolina was going to be better. 12 points is nothing to scoff at, but Drake London looked awesome. Penix really likes him. Myers and Adams both iffy, but if Puka goes down, Adams' stock skyrockets because Stafford's going to sling the ball no matter what. Achane has been stellar, absolutely stellar, but the story of this team is Cam Scatterbo. Holy fuck, was that a crazy Thursday night game. Eagles might be... No, they don't feel worse. The Eagles are down there in the dumps this week with the Commies fans based on our performances. The Eagles look bad. They got ran all over by those 2 CT freaks in New York. And Cam Scatterbo had 3 touchdowns, which is absurd. Good win, Scott. You're basically guaranteed the playoffs now unless you lose out. So maybe we'll see a trade. Maybe we won't. Maybe he'll just ride with his boys. Fun either way, though. All right, this is another one I've already talked about. Gross matchup. Maish gets the win over Mikosi, like I predicted. 2 different storylines here. Kyle's team started 0-3 and is trending up hard. Mikosi's team started 4-1 and now is plummeting down, I think. Chuba did not play. Mikosi started him. Didn't put anyone else in. I kind of see it. You would have had to pick up someone off waivers who was projected like 5 points at most. Wouldn't have mattered. Now that I say that, you lost by 5. So yeah, this one's on you. Should have picked up somebody. I don't know who, but should have. Yeah, with this team, I liked it. I still like it, but Chuba's hurt, and he's going to absolutely lose snaps to Rico Dowdle now that he's playing like that. Garrett Wilson, the Jets are ass, and he's hurt. I think it's probably going to be at least a couple weeks. And Deebo Samuel is getting hawked by defenders and is playing on one leg, basically. He looked awful. And he's starting Dontavian Wicks. So I know Nico was on bye, but having to play Wicks and then just not having a third running back is brutal. Maish, I knew it was going to be the Josh Jacobs game against Cincy. Rachaad White's been a great plug. Judkins is a little concerning, but Puka has been awesome, and I thought he was going to have a great game. He did not because he got hurt. That is really scary for Maish. I think he's at 3-3 now, but can't really afford to lose Puka, who was Fantasy Player 1 before this. So, good win. An ugly win, but a win's a win. Good job. All right, Ish versus Sutton. Another one I got right because Sutton's team is god-awful and Ish's team is solid. Ish, I'll just get it over with. You won on the Jahmyr Gibbs shit show game. JSN is awesome. I swear he's the only one who catches passes in Seattle. He only had 8 receptions. I swear he had 15. He's been awesome. DeAndre Swift loves playing against the commies. He owns us. I don't know why he does, but the last time he had 100 yards from scrimmage was against us last year. And Ish's team is solid. He'll be fine. And then Sutton's team's just bad. Bo Nix and Breece Hall got caught up in that shit show in London. Ladd finally looked okay, but Saquon looked bad. Shaheed is not a good play. And he got a touchdown from Zach Ertz, but that's about it. Sutton's in real danger of losing this league. And he's basically the only really shitty roster that didn't deal with all the injuries and all the bad luck and everything. It's just a shitty team. Good win, Ish. And finally, I got worked by Pushan. He put up 143. Got a big game from the Broncos defense. Got an Olave game. Tyler Warren is awesome. Josh Downs is awesome. The Colts offense is kind of a cheat code right now. And Mahomes lit it up on Sunday Night Football. Just a really solid performance by Pushan's team. What an inconsistent team. It's been crazy. I'm just flying through this. I don't want to talk anymore. I just want to go to sleep. The Bills have let me down 2 straight weeks. Josh Allen and James Cook have hit a wall. I think James Cook has 12 combined points the last 2 weeks. Josh looked bad. Dobbins looked bad, but he still got the touches. Same with ETN, so I'm not as concerned about them. Jamar looked pretty good. And Harold Fannon's been good. Devontae Smith is horrifying at this point because I don't know what the fuck the Eagles are doing. God, I'm irritated with everything about how my football season is going right now. It's very frustrating. Losing to Pushan, only putting up 104, wasting a good Jamar Chase game. It's all super frustrating. Fuck you, Pushan. I fucking hope you get killed next week in fantasy. And I hope you do the punishment because you're like a year late at this point. Do the fucking punishment for last year, you fucking pussy. But yeah, I went 4-3 last week. I'm up to 500. It always goes like this. Starting the season, it's impossible to pick who's good, who's not. But yeah, I'm getting the hang of it. This sucks. Losing to Pushan, this sucks. Going to 3-3 sucks. The commies losing sucks. Last night sucked. Today has sucked. Everything sucks. Good for you, Scott. You're 6-0. Shit sucks for a lot of the rest of the league, but whatever. I'll see you guys tomorrow for predictions, and sorry if this didn't quite live up to your expectations following such a crazy night. I am exhausted, angry, and I think I said it once or twice, but everything fucking sucks. See you guys tomorrow.